In this video, I'll be walking through my appointment setting tracker, how I keep track of all the appointments that I set. This video is relevant if you are also an appointment setter, if you run a lead generation agency, an appointment setting agency, pay per lead, pay per close. You're in the business of setting appointments. And if you are, you know, the most important thing is not just setting appointments, but keeping track of where they are, making sure number one, they show up. Number two, they actually close. If there's a follow-up, sales cycle with that appointment, how do we make sure we get them across all the line? And this set tracker I've used for about a year now. It is amazing. It keeps track of everything. Most importantly, just organizes everything so you see where everything is and can get tangible data on everything when it comes to your appointments. So let's dive in. This will be in the description here, so you guys can download this, customize it, personalize. File, make a copy. It's file, make a copy, not request to edit. So go download that, and yeah, very simple stuff. Whenever you get an appointment, let's go. You're gonna put your name of the person that you set to the closer. I always like to hyperlink the CRM, their profile there, so it's one easy click. These guys are fake names, by the way, in case you were wondering. But you'll put their name in the hyperlinked CRM profile. Then I like to put the closer that's assigned, who is taking that call, and also the date of the closing call, when it is actually taking place. Ideally, the same day within 48 or 72 hours, but just keeping track of when it is actually set for. And this is very important because most importantly, you need to confirm your appointments, make sure they actually show up. So depending on the date, if it's a past date, it'll be gray. If it is for today, it'll be yellow. And then if it's in the future, it will be blue. So I always like to just pin this, refresh it every morning. The first thing I do is look at all the yellow sets for the day, and then I go into the CRM, confirm them, check they've accepted the calendar, check they've opened the pre-call resources, making sure they're going to show up. That is very, very important. So once they do show up or they have that outcome at the end of each day when it's yellow, that is when I update the feedback from the closer. If you're on a sales team, you likely have end of day forms and notes where they actually give a description of how the call went. If not, you can just take the Fathom notes or whatever recording software you have to just see how the call ended. And there really is 4 outcomes that takes place in a closing call. Ideally is cash collected, like Big Don here, he piffed. Number 2 is a closer follow-up or nurture. They're not quite there. There's a little bit of logistical friction there, or they're not quite bought in. And it's a qualified person, but just not quite there. These are very important to keep track of. Thirdly, it's a no-show or cancellation. The call never happened. Or fourth, probably the worst to have as a setter, is they are unqualified. They were a bad fit. So take the end of day notes, and then you can determine what that is. They had no money. They had, a family emergency coming up. They're 99% bought in. They need to move funds around, and then they will pay. Okay, all right. This is exactly why you want to make sure you know the closer name, closer 2, whoever that is. You're going to get on their ass when it comes Friday. You're going to make sure that international wire transfer goes through. So very simple way to keep track of everything. It'll have all the numbers of outcomes. You can keep track of your total sets, how many were unqualified for the month, what's your no-show rate for the month, track it month by month, and also the percentages of where everything is at right there. So this will also populate into a no-show template. So you can see here, Joey, he no-showed. If, let's say, Bobby was also a no-show, it will also populate as Bobby here. So this will keep track of all your no-shows. And then at the end of the day, end of the week, end of the month, you can come in here and click through, open people up, call them again, make sure they get back on the calendar. I also like to, at the end of the month, sort by all the closer follow-ups here, just like this. And then I'll sort by all the closers. And I'll have a lot of names there, and I'll send each closer all the follow-ups in their pipeline and just have a huddle with them. What's going on with this guy? Do you want me to call this guy again? Does this guy need some resource? How can we get this person over the line? I'll do that every month usually, and the closer follow-ups will populate right here. The last thing is there is a totals template, so every month you can see how many, what are your numbers looking like month by month, and then all-time numbers when you're working with a client or the company you're working for, see where things are at. To make a new one, just take this command right here. Honestly, just put this into ChatGPT, explain this whole thing, and it'll spit out a new number. You're probably a little bit slow and you don't want to do this. It's very simple though. It just takes this stuff from right here and it just pulls it right here. So you can make a copy for each month that you have and then enter that into here, January, February, March, every month. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is what my set tracker looks like. It is completely filled out, about 10 months of this. And the cool thing is you'll have a lot of follow-ups here, a lot of no-shows here that you can just rip. I blocked out the names so you guys don't steal these, but yeah, very, very useful. It's worked wonders for me. The last thing I will say is that I have my virtual assistant handle all this. You guys can start out using this yourself, but it does get a little bit tedious, very repetitive. I like to just honestly use this for today's sets. So my virtual assistant will come in at the end of each day, put all my new sets in for the day, update the old ones that had a closing call today, update all this information so it's up to date. It usually takes 30 minutes for him to do it, and very, very simple way for me to get that data, but I'm not typing manual stuff because this stuff's kind of boring. I tried to make this video a little bit fun, but it's very boring stuff, but you need to have these numbers to make money. So I'll also leave a second video, how to hire your first virtual assistant, if that's something you're interested in. Most valuable video on YouTube in terms of hiring that step-by-step template to find, hire, train, onboard, manage your virtual assistant. So go check out that video. Let me know if you guys got any questions, and yeah, peace.